was 4 out of 6 on that drive. 52 yards, the touchdown pass, deflected touchdown pass to Randy Love.
Ever since that summer job, way back then.
Lomax is going to fake to Randy Love in here, then Randy Love comes out here. Now, as Lomax roll, the whole defense shrinks over here. They all come over here, and then he stops here and throws back to Randy Love. Now, watch what a roll does to the defense. Watch, here's a fake to Love. He's going to sneak through to his left. Now, watch, as he comes here, you see all the Cowboys coming with him? Brings the whole crowd. He stops, gets the ball through Randy White to Randy Love.
And now we come back to O'Donoghue's kickoff, and it's Gary Allen who fields it at the Dallas 7. Allen with some room. Allen out of bounds outside the 40. O'Donoghue nudged him out of bounds. A 34-yard kickoff return. Cowboys 17, Cardinals 14, 12:54 left third quarter. Dallas will operate from their own 41-yard line.
I tell you, Gary Allen was taking congratulations over there, but I always had a rule, and my team, doggone it, if you get by the other 10 of those guys, don't let that kicker tackle you or knock you out of bounds.
O'Donoghue nudged him out of bounds. Fake is to Dorsett. Hogeboom going deep to Cosby. Incomplete. Leonard Smith back there with Doug Cosby.
I'll tell you, I think that's one thing that Gary Hogeboom has in mind today, and his coach Tom Landry has in mind, maybe more importantly, is to stretch that defense. Get it out there, throw deep, throw more to the wide receivers, and then eventually somewhere we'll break Tony Dorsett.
Well, they say they have to do that. They feel they have to do that. And that's certainly correct. 2nd and 10. Dallas from their own 41. No flags. Dorsett. Left side for about 4. Now for an NFL Today report. Go back to Brent Musburger in New York.
Pat, things are really cooking around the NFL right now. This touchdown pass by Steve DeBerg to Kevin House has the Bucs all tied up with the Giants. They are knotted at 10. Let's go back to Pat and John.
10-10 there, 17-14 here. The NFC East figures to be a tight contest all the way down to the end of the year. Hogeboom goes out of the shotgun. Throws intended for Ron Springs, incomplete. Dallas will have to punt. Lionel Washington on the coverage. In comes John Warren.
You talk about the Cardinal players, their defensive players. This is one, Lionel Washington, that Jim Hannafin was very pleased with. He said of all the guys on his team, he may be the consistent and one of the best players he has in his defense.
Warren has only punted once. That one 36 yards. Back deep for the Cardinals is Stump Mitchell. Warren end over end. Mitchell will have a shot at this one. Dropped it. Can't come up with the ball. Now here comes the struggle, and the Cowboys are saying we got it. Whaley on Stackamil. Bill Bates at the bottom of that pile. Cowboys do have it.
I'll tell you, that's what we're talking about. Special team play today, plus turnovers. That's the whole thing. Watch this. Doug Mitchell is here. He catches the ball out in front. It just goes right through his hand. I'll tell you there's one Cardinal through his leg. Cowboys here, ball flopping around. The Cowboys come up with it. I think that was Vince Albrighton.
Vince Albrighton, you're right. First down, Cowboys. Pitches back to Dorsett, looking for some room and finding none. Ramsey Darter, who was a surprise starter, came up with a tackle.
Lois Grooms, who had been starting there, who was supposed to start there today, has had a bad knee. And yesterday, Jim Hannafin said he thought he'd be okay, but in the pregame, he wasn't, so he started Ramsey Darter,
who just came out. Crowd chanting defense, 2nd and 11 Cowboys. Cardinal 20. Dallas leading 17-14 as Hogeboom drops. Here comes the blitz. The blitzer falls down. He's trying to throw a screen pass, and there's nobody there.
I think there was someone there. I think the guy that was there was Ron Springs. Ron Springs was tripped somehow. And the only guys that looked like there were the linemen, but Ron Springs is in the middle of that group. Watch him right here. He's on the right-hand side of the screen. Right there. See, he's blocking against Galloway. Now he's slipping out, and you see right there, he just tripped over his own guy, and the ball is thrown out there to his right guard, Kurt Peterson. He said, I know I can't have it, but he lost his screen guy.
Third down and 11. Tony Hill is out wide to the right. Hogeboom from the spread. Down the middle, out of the hands of James Jones, but flags are down. Penalty markers down. That happened early.
I tell you, it's in that area. It's either going to be offensive holding or defensive holding. The way the Cardinals are going, it's against the Cowboys. That means that one of the receivers out here probably pushed off.
Interference, number 84, offense, repeat third down.
Doug Cosby.
And that's the second time in this game that Cosby has been called for offensive pass interference. You know, you hardly ever see that. Let's see if we can see him pushing off. He's the second guy in, right there, number 84. Right there. You see where he puts his right arm up to go over? That's what he had to call, that right arm on the defender. And Doug Cosby right there in the middle.
That'll make it 3rd and 21. 11:07 left to play in the third quarter. Cowboys leading 17-14. Hogeboom trying to go to work again. Almost picked off by E.J. Jr. Timmy Newsom was the intended receiver. E.J. Jr. almost came up with the interception. It'll make it a little bit tougher for Septien because of that penalty.
Yeah, that's what the Cardinals wanted to do, and it held up for him. They put him back 10 yards. Then they held him for no gain, so that takes 10 yards, adds 10 yards to Septien. It should be about 48 yards from here.
It's within his range, of course. This is officially a 47-yarder. Hogeboom holding. Rafferty snapping. Line drive kick is no good.
Jim Hanifin's happy there because he knows he dodged a bullet. Watch him watch that kick. He sees it's a line drive. He said that one's not going to be there. Okay, defense, we did it. We fumbled, but we recovered from it. Our ball, let's go.
And so the score remains. Dallas 17, St. Louis 14.
Cadillac didn't have to give the 1985 Fleetwood and DeVille an aerodynamic door-into-roof design to reduce wind noise.
Next Saturday on CBS Sports, a doubleheader. College football. First game, Michigan Wolverines against Ohio State. That was live at noon Eastern Time. Ohio State beat Northwestern 52-3 yesterday, and a win next week against Michigan would put them into the Rose Bowl against USC. That's the second game. The Trojans against the UCLA Bruins. Next week, college football here on CBS. Today, here on CBS, it's the Cardinals and the Cowboys. And with 10:57 left to play third quarter, the Cowboys are up 17-14 as Lomax throws through the hands of Tilley. Again, heavy pressure from the Dallas rush. For an NFL update right now, let's take you back to Brent Musburger in New York.
And meanwhile, out west, Pat Summerall, it is Eric Dickerson putting on a show. Watch this sprint draw. He thinks he's got the corner, run out on the one, then he takes it in against Chicago, and they kick the extra point, and now the Rams lead the Bears 19-13. Back to Pat and John.
And, John, you certainly can't count those Rams out of the playoff picture, can you?
That was an Eric Dickerson. You know, last week here against the Cardinals, he had 150 yards in the first half.
Lomax down the middle of Morris. Down by outside down, but a first down in Dallas territory. Lomax having just a great year.
Yeah, we watched Marsh here. He's a tight end. We talk about Lomax and his maturity. It was Doug Marsh here who said it. He said the more he plays, now he's looking for us. He can see the outside receivers and the tight end. He said that's why we're catching more balls in the middle there. He said before, when Lomax first started, he'd just look at one guy and throw to him. And it was always Tilley or Green. He said now he can look at those guys and still look at us.
Lomax always had a great arm, but now that maturity and that vision has really made him an outstanding quarterback, as O.J. Anderson is the only setback. And he gets the call, and Anderson gets around the right side. Hit out of bounds by Dexter Clinkscale.
I think that's why O.J. Anderson has sore shoulders, because I'll tell you, he'll finish off a run. He knows here that he is going to be tackled. He knows here that he's not going to make any more yards. But watch him finish off the run right here at the end on Dexter Clinkscale. He just lowers that left shoulder, and they go shoulder to shoulder, helmet to helmet, paint to paint. That's how you get sore shoulders.
That's right. 12 carries for 52 yards for O.J. Anderson. He remains the lone setback.
You'll look at the film tomorrow and say, did I really do that?
Second down, Lomax going. He had it to Roy Green. Now they say the pass was never under control. It's not a fumble. It's not a completion. It'll bring up a third down.
Let's watch Roy Green on that. He's just running a slant. He's up about 5 steps to the inside on Everson Walls. The ball is thrown a little behind him. He looks like he starts to bobble it. He never did have control of it, and it gets away from him, so it wasn't a fumble. Because you have to be able to catch the ball, have control of it, and then run with it. Roy Green never had control of that one because it was thrown behind him.
Third down and 1. And the Cardinals are 6 out of 9 on third down conversion. Line of scrimmage is at Dallas 32. Randy Love is in the game with Anderson as the running back. The game is to Anderson. Got the first down. Here comes the ball flying out again. They're going to say it was down, I believe. Dexter Clinkscale came up to make the hit, but it's a Cardinal first down.
I'll tell you, this St. Louis Cardinal team lives dangerously, don't we? That ball is flopping around on the ground quite a bit with this team. Look at O.J. Anderson. He has a little cheat there towards his fullback, follows Love in there, gets his shoulder square, and picks up the first down. Right at the end, it was Dexter Clinkscale again, 47, who reached his arm in there and popped it out. But I think that must have been after the whistle had blown.
Cardinals have fumbled 5 times, if you can call that a fumble. That looked like a clean pull-out by Clinkscale as Lomax goes to work on first down. Looks deep, has Anderson. Anderson has some room. Shakes free of a couple of tacklers. Randy White hit him from behind and nailed him down to the ground.
I'll tell you, Randy White is fired up, and I think he's trying to fire himself up, and he's trying to fire up the rest of his teammates.
Anderson wants to rest. Here comes Stump Mitchell, and Anderson does get a rest. He comes out. Here's the play selection on first down for both teams. Throwing on first down.
Yeah, that's the thing that the Cowboys are doing differently today. But the thing they have to do right now is stop this Cardinal offense because they're on a move here.
Stump Mitchell has replaced Anderson. Lomax quickly outside, incomplete. Cowboys were coming on a blitz. They'll do that to you when they get down in what the coaches now call minus territory.
And then the thing is they know the way the Cardinals are trying to pick it up, as we mentioned before, they're keeping their backs in to help on the inside blitzers. They're just letting the 2 outside guys come. So Neil Lomax here has to get rid of the ball before those outside guys get to him.
Eugene Lockhart controlling the Cowboy defense because Brunig is not in. 2nd and 10 from the 19. Lomax back quickly. Looking for Tilley. Incomplete. It bounced. Fellows back there with him. It bounced.
And Lomax knows it there. You see him grab his head. He knows what he did is he took too much off that ball. He saw saw Tilley. He knew he had him. Tilley was open. It was a touchdown. And instead of, boom, just popping that ball out there, he tried to aim it. I watched Tilley there. He's working against Fellows. He really put a move on Fellows. Look, he's wide open for the touchdown, and the thing looks like the last shot out of a Roman candle. Lomax didn't get the boom. He didn't get the whap on it that he wanted on it, and it died on him.
The last shot out of a Roman candle. Not enough left. That Stump Mitchell kicks away from one tackler. Will not get quite enough for a first down. Everson Walls tripped him up. That'll bring up a fourth down situation, and here comes Neil O'Donoghue. At the moment, he's not the most popular player in St. Louis because he's had some problems. But he did win a few games.
And his problems have been over a couple of years, too. Remember that Monday night game?
Oh, yeah, last year. 30-yard attempt for Neil O'Donoghue that tied up at 17. Hannafin. O'Donoghue is now much more popular in St. Louis because he just tied the game at 17 with 7:22 left to play in the third quarter. It's Dallas 17 and St. Louis 17. Just the kind of game it figured to be. Here's Cardinal head coach Jim Hannafin. Another one of those who was at San Diego State. It seems like a whole collection of coaches came out of that school.
Well, of course, Don Coryell was the head coach here, and he's the head coach of the Chargers. Hannafin is the head coach here. Joe Gibbs came out of there, head coach of the Redskins. Rock Dowhauer is the offensive coordinator for Hannafin, came out of San Diego State.
Mick Swain for the Cowboys up to about the 26, and of course, there was a time when John Madden was at San Diego State along with those guys. Right now for an NFL update, let's go back to Brent Musburger in New York.
Suddenly, Pat, everything is going the Rams' way. They recovered a fumble. Eric Dickerson then slams into the end zone for his second touchdown. It's 26-13, Rams over the Bears. Back to Pat and John.
Speaking of guys who've done good coaching jobs, what about John Robinson with those Rams?
I'll tell you, that's when you lose your starting quarterback, then you find out what kind of offensive coach you are.
Hogeboom in the direction of Dorsett under pressure, couldn't get it there. Tie score in St. Louis 17-17.
I'll tell you, Hogeboom really felt the rush on that play. He really didn't have much of a chance here. Watch it coming. He's looking downfield. His pocket is starting to collapse on him, and he gets underneath and up on top all at once. You know, sometimes you wonder these quarterbacks don't think, geez, why did I complain when I was a backup? Man, it was so much easier. Not as much fun, though. They can say, this is having fun. Boy, I'm having fun today.
Second down at 10. The Cardinal fans coming to life. Hogeboom getting on the draw play to Dorsett. Nothing there. David Galloway. One more time.
I'll tell you, I'm really impressed with David Galloway. He has controlled, especially on the running type plays, he has controlled that line of scrimmage. He's right there on this play in the draw with Dorsett. Watch him there. He's right there over the center. Watch him. He plays off a Titan sore, just throws him to the ground and comes right down the line on Dorsett. He's played himself a pretty good game today.
Outstanding.
And he has gloves on.
3rd and 11. Hogeboom out of the spread. Cardinals come on a blitz. Hogeboom has some time, throws to Cosby, who comes up with one heck of a catch. Doug Cosby, a diving, sliding catch. Leonard Smith, the defender, and that's enough for a Dallas first down.
See that he still has half of the line on his elbows, Cosby does. I'll tell you, here's the stunt. You know, we talk about stunts. There's two defensive linemen crossing, but look what happens to when they cross it. Tom Rafferty, the center for the Cowboys, number 64, said, look, Galloway, I've had enough of you. Boom! They just put him right down. He isn't going to get the Hogeboom this time.
1st and 10, Dallas. At their own 41-yard line. Score tied at 17. 5:40 left to play in the third quarter. Here's Dorsett. Nothing. Jay Jr. brought him down. Tampa Bay has gone ahead of the Giants 17-10. They're in the fourth quarter. We're in the third quarter with 5:25 left to play.
I think that these games today for the Cardinals and the Giants are their biggest games of the year. That if they're going to be in the championship games and the playoffs at the end, I think they have to be able to come and start winning these games and put a string together right now.
It's pretty hard to stay emotionally on top of the game every week, but that's what you have to do. 2nd and 11. Hand off to Orset. Nothing doing again. Maybe 3 as Benny Perrin comes up and knocks him down. Cardinal fans come to life.
I'll tell you that Benny Perrin, we talked about him only being 180 pounds, but he is the guy that is also in on a lot of tackles. Last week against the Rams, he said in the first half he was wearing a neck brace. And he said it affected his tackling style, so he said to heck with it. Took it off at halftime, and he said he played the second half like Benny Perrin.
3rd down and 8. Dallas operating from their own 43-yard line. Out of the spread, a low snap, but Hogeboom fields it. In and out of the hands of Mike Renfro. Wayne Smith, the defender. That's a ball that could have been caught.
But Wayne Smith was really right on Renfro. Renfro didn't get anything to hold him before he started to the inside. Watch it. There he goes. You see, he's running right there. But as you say, that was a good throw. He didn't have Wayne Smith beaten, but it looked like it went right through his hands and could have hit him in the shoulder pads or the face mask.
So John Warren comes on the punt for the Cowboys. This one off the side of his foot. Mitchell's going to let it roll. Has to let it roll, but he's hit quickly. Shakes off one tackler. Brian Salonen down there to make the stop. And the Cardinals will take over deep in their own territory. 41-yard punt by Warren. Mitchell brought it back 4. Cardinals take over at their own 19-yard line.
Ever since that summer job, way back then, you've dreamed of having your own El Dorado. Now you've realized your dream. Your 1985 El Dorado is a very special Cadillac with a special way of moving you like no other car. You were right all along. El Dorado is the car that dreams are made of.
Best of all, it's a Cadillac.
They say it takes a big computer company to build a big computer. Sure.
Who else?
But Goodyear said, wanna bet? And built a supercomputer for NASA. Goodyear did?
Yeah, the aerospace group.
Goodyear's computer can add or subtract 6.5 billion times a second. It's one of the world's fastest computers. See what you can do when you don't listen to what they say. Goodyear.
Basketball coming up on CBS. The Louisville Cardinals against the Indiana Hoosiers. First time Bobby Knight and Denny Crum have ever faced each other. CBS Sports is going to bring you college basketball through the NCAA championship. 17-17 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Earl Farrell and Otis Anderson are the two runners behind Cardinal quarterback Neil Lomax. Again, he'll throw him first down. Roy Green is the target. Or Kurt, beg your pardon, Marsh, Doug Marsh comes up with a catch.
You know, the target could have been either Marsh or Green. They were both in the same area. Green is the deep guy. Marsh is running a crossing pattern. And we see Lomax. He's going to roll out here. Green is outside. Now watch Marsh. He's going to the outside, too. So Marsh will be the short guy of the two. There's Green right there behind. Marsh is the first guy, and he hits Marsh underneath the green. That's a pretty good thing. You know, sometimes you use your speed guy to clear out an area and then bring your tight end across to the outside underneath him.
That's the third catch. Fellows goes with Green, and Lomax goes back on first down again and gets it outside. Earl Farrell. Farrell holds into Dallas territory before Anthony Dickerson can bring him down. A gain of 23. Cardinals on the move. Score tied 17-17.
The one thing about Roy Green, he's like a great running back. You see, when he starts out there, he starts in motion. They all follow him. Now he starts back here underneath. Now watch the defense come underneath. Now what does that do? That leaves Farrell out there all by himself because everyone follows Green. Everyone says, here comes 81. Don't let Green catch the ball. They all come off with him, and then Earl Farrell gets outside.
Cardinal first down. Lomax gives to Anderson, and Anderson whirls out the left side. He's knocked down after a gain of about 3 by Dexter Clinkscale. Lomax, Neil Lomax, now has the most passing yards ever in a season by a Cardinal. And a great year for him.
And I think that, we talk about the maturity that he has, and, and Rod Dowhauer here and helping him, having a Roy Green and a Pat Tilley help. And now, even more, now having the Doug Marsh in there, catching those balls in the middle and those underneath type things. They really have about as good a passing game as you can have in this league.
They have a lot of weapons, don't they? Second down and 8 from the Dallas 34. Cowboys showed them a blitz, and now they back out of it. And now here they come on a delayed blitz. Lomax hits Farrell, but there's a penalty marker down.
I'll tell you, there's one thing I thought I'd never see. They did fake the blitz, and to get more blitz protection, they kept Roy Green in the block. Now, who would have thought? You think, sometimes you get your backs into help, you keep your tight end into help. But I've never seen a wide receiver like Roy Green be kept in to help the protection. Watch, here he is, 81 right here. Now watch him. He's going to help in there in the blitz. He looks at, make yourself big. Gets a little Jeff goes over, gets Clinkscale. He's in there blocking. You see him where he spread his shoulders out and said, okay, I'll do a little pass
Illegal motion, number 31, offense, repeat, second down.
That'll back him up and make it second. That'll make it second down and 13. Check out a couple of other scores. San Diego beating Denver 13-6. That's in the fourth quarter. And the Rams now 29-13 over the Bears. That record, by the way, we just told you about, had been held, the record for the most yards by a Cardinal quarterback, had been held by Charlie Johnson as Lomax barely gets it away. And there's the flag down, and there's the touchdown. And now they start waving it off. Lomax is saying, yes, we got it. But we're going to have to wait for the votes on this one.
Now, I'll tell you, when that official starts running back, that's going to be against the Cardinals. Usually when he stays down there, it's against the defense. When the guy calls it comes running back, it's usually against the offense.
I think it's going to be against Roy Green for pushing Everson Wall.
I'll tell you, you knew Roy Green is the guy arguing with the...
Number 81 on the offense, repeat, second down.
Well, we're going to see it right now. Here's Roy Green, number 81, the second guy in. He's going to run a post pattern straight up the field. Then he's going to go to the inside there. Now, that's not on him. He was beyond Wall if he did hit him. I don't see that as being offensive thing. I just see that as getting his shoulder beyond him and running right by him. That's about the third time today that it's been called on the offense, and I don't think that was one.
Still second down. Bates covering Willard Harrell, who comes up with the reception. Gets back to just about the original line of scrimmage with an 11-yard pickup. 1:05 left to play third quarter. Score still tied at 17.
Let's watch that one again. You know, the thing that Jim Hannafin says that Roy Green can do so well is separate. If you get close, he can separate. We see him separating right now. Of course, the flag was already out there, and that was after there would have been a penalty, but on that first shot, it sure didn't look like any penalty to me.
Third down and 12. Lomax back in the spread formation. Going deep again. A diving attempt by Tilley, who doesn't come up with it. Fellows on the coverage. Tilley was open. have been a spectacular catch. It would not have been enough for a first down.
I was going to say it wouldn't have been enough for a first down, but they would have been in field goal position. Now, because he didn't get it out there, or Tilley didn't hold on to it, now the Cardinals are going to have to punt.
So bird song comes on.
Pharmacy.
Well, the first time he punted, or the last time he punted, he had the right prescription.
Right on the 1-yard line, didn't it?
Killed it at the 1. Not a bad-looking punt either. Fielded by a cameraman, well out of bounds. Wasn't as good as I thought it was.
Wasn't as good as Birdsong thought it was.
Send that one back to the doctor for another prescription. 21 yards is all he nets out of that one. It's still 17-17.
Over the years, a lot of small businesses have developed their own systems of communicating.
Yes, sir. Eric,
We're at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Pat Summerall and John Madden. Here's that call against Roy Green again.
Well, you know, still, we had to blow the picture up here, but still, I don't think Roy Green does anything wrong. There's a little bump there. I don't think that's anything. Roy Green is just trying to get above and beyond Everson Walls, which he does, getting his shoulder beyond. That, to me, is not pass interference. That, to me, is a touchdown.
However, the score is still 17-17.
That's right. It doesn't make any difference, does it?
That's right.
Well, what's right's right, though.
Here's Hogeboom. Time to come out of the pocket. Fires. Tony Hill, the intended receiver. Hogeboom under pressure again. I don't know if it's fair to say that the Cowboy wide receivers are dropping a lot of balls, or if the ball is just thrown so hard that you can't control it.
Well, I think it's happened on both sides. The Cardinal guys are and the Cowboy guys are. I think it's pretty cold out there. And the balls, you know, when a football gets cold, it gets slick. And I think we're seeing a little of that, both from the quarterbacks throwing it and the receivers catching it.
2nd and 10 for Dallas from their own 17 as Hogeboom retreats again. Out to Tony Hill, who stays on his feet, and now he's taken down shy of the first down by Thomas Howard. A gain of 7. That'll make it a 3rd down situation.
Hey, this is one of those option-type patterns. We see Hill on the outside. He's going to come underneath. He starts in. He sees a defender inside. He just stops right there and starts going back to the outside. Hogeboom is reading Hill all the way. He waits until he's open and gives it to him.
So that's the end of the 3rd quarter with the score Dallas 17, St. Louis 17. And we now pause for a word from your local station.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Honda, makers of the new Accord SCI 4-door sedan. Exceptionally smooth Michelob. Where you're going, it's Michelob. And by Skoal Long Cut Smokeless Tobacco. Easy to use with a great taste that could only come from Skoal.
17-17, another quarter to go. The Redskins have already won. Their record is 7-4. One of these two teams will be 7-4. Timmy Newsome in the backfield with a lone setback. Not Dorsett. That's Renfro in motion. Hogeboom going right to work. And right through the hands of Ron Springs. Leonard Smith, the defender, and the Cowboys are going to have to punt. 4th and 3 from their own 24.
I tell you, I think Gary Hogeboom threw that ball about as well as you can throw it. That went right through Springs.
Checking out what's happening elsewhere among the other teams in the NFL. Tampa Bay 20-10 over the Giants. Warren back to punt. Plenty of time. Good kick. Stump Mitchell fields it as his own 35. Gets away from one Cowboy. Is hit hard by Victor Scott and Vince Albritton. And the Cardinals have it in pretty good shape. Their own 40. Next week's schedule, the Cardinals go to New York to play the Giants, Washington, Philadelphia. All those games, of course, within the NFC East. Dallas goes to Buffalo. Check your local listings for the starting times of those games. The Rams against Green Bay, Tampa Bay, San Francisco, and Minnesota against Denver. Getting down to the place in this season, the season of 1984, where every game means an awful lot. The Redskins, as I mentioned, have already won. St. Louis, Dallas, and New York all began the day at 6-4.
This is when the championship teams start to make their move in November.
They have to do it. Here is Anderson in the corner, and there's the flag again. Dexter Clinkscale made the hit. There's another little skirmish going on. It's a bad place if you Dexter Clinkscale to get into a skirmish.
On the other guy's sideline. But if you bring Randy White along with you, that's not bad. You see Randy's in there, too. You know, if you're over there on the other guy's sideline by yourself, that's a tough deal. But if you bring some guys with you, it's not as good. But when the penalty's on them and you got some friends, it's not as bad.
Especially if one of those friends is Randy White.
You Randy White, I'll guarantee you, it's 30-some degrees out there. He's not going to wear that long underwear.
Oh, sure.
I bet you that's been quite a...
Number 80, offense, repeat first down.
It's been quite a battle in there between Randy White and Terry Steve today.
Those are two guys who play the game just about the same way.
Two big, strong guys, you know, been in it a long time. Battle each other, just come up, you know, punch the clock, shake hands, how you doing? Randy, how you doing, Terry? Good. Crap, crap all day, head to head.
Randy White, who is a renowned bass fisherman in Texas. The only difference between him and the rest of them is he doesn't use a trailer. Lomax, it's behind Marsh. Doug Marsh, the intended receiver. Heckman with him. This game is, as I said before, just about what we figured it would be. Look at this, total offense by half. Pretty even.
Well, you know, you look in the second half, though, Dallas is only at 27 yards. They had 191 in the first half, and that 191, you know, 90-some of it, or a lot of it, was that last drive just before the half.
Just before the half when they got the field goal after starting at their own one.
St. Louis has really had the better offense, but they haven't gotten the points. Of course, they had that one call back, that one touchdown to Roy Green.
Dallas in their 4-0 defense now. The 7 defensive back. Here's the handoff inside to Stump Mitchell. And Mitchell is taken down by Bill Bates. And Bates and Mitchell have a little conversation.
Now, see, Bates learned, man, when they start fighting and they want to do that and the play's over, just walk away because they're going to throw a penalty on you, and you already got them stopped. Mitchell's still looking Bates. That guy's crazy, that Bates.
17-17 with 4:18, now 4:15 left to play in the game. Cardinals and the Cowboys.
Bill Bates will give you a day's work when you run the ball at him.
If there's going to be some contact, Bill would like to be involved.
Helmet first.
Out of the shotgun, Lomax is 6 out of 8. Now he retreats, does Lomax. Taken down by I beg your pardon, by Vince Albritton. Around the outside, the 3rd sack of the day by the Cowboys on Lomax. He had no chance. Nobody picked up Albritton.
I think Albritton, I'm not sure if he was coming. Now watch Lomax. He's going to go out to the right. As Albritton sees him come, then he comes up. See, I think that was a read that if he rolls to your side, you come. If he goes straight back, you cover. Because Albritton was out there reading. He saw Lomax roll, boom, right up the field.
Birdsong back to kick to Gary Allen. Good high kick, and Allen comes up, signals for the fair catch. Almost lost it. Got it back on the second try. Here are the penalty markers again. 2 of them. One back at the line of scrimmage, one back by where Gary Allen caught it. It's a bad-looking flag.
Well, you know, they have to have the rock in there, the weight, so when they throw it, it lands. See, if you don't have, see, they got the taper on that. If you don't have that, it would never land. It may just stay up in the air or take off or something.
Yeah, the conference goes on. You know the officials got to be in shape to carry a flag like that.
They all have a bean bag, too. You see that? They wear that in the belt. That's to mark the spot of the punt or interception.
There's more to that profession than we thought.
And they got a hat they can always throw. See the bean bag and the belt in the front?
Yeah.
And the whistle around the neck.
Fair catch interference by the kicking team. 15 yards. First and 10.
Ooh, fair catch interference. (17-17) with 13:21 left to play in the game.
For the fair catch, it's all right now. No one contacts him before the ball gets there. Now he bobbles it. Now he has it. Now he had called for the fair catch before that. So what they're saying here is he called for a fair catch, and after he calls for a fair catch, then you can't hit him. The Cardinals, because the ball was bobbled, they went in and hit him after a fair catch. That was a 15-yard penalty. That's a tough one.
First down, Cowboys at the Cardinal 44. 13:21 left to play. Score tied at 17. That was Ron Springs, the ball carrier, stopped by E.J. Jr.
That looked like E.J. Jr.
Well, the Bears' dreams came to an end in Anaheim as the Rams beat them 29-13. And the Rams improved their record to 7-4.
You know, everyone's talking about the playoffs and the wild card and the Eastern Division. You better watch out for that Ram team. You know, you better add those guys in there when you start adding that stuff up.
Certainly better. Second down and 6. Hogeboom back to try to throw, gets it outside to nobody. Under heavy pressure.
Hogeboom had to get rid of the ball. He had a little time, but when he had the time to throw the ball, there was no one open. So then he just had to decide to heck with it. Here comes the pressure. I just have to get rid of that. He just threw that ball away.
Ramsey Dardar was the man who applied the heat.
See, here's the coverage right here. Now, you see by the time Donnelly gets through with those moves and stuff, there was no one open. Had good coverage. See, he was running a deeper pattern, but Hogeboom couldn't wait. He had to unload that thing or take the sack.
Out of the spread is Hogeboom. Under the heat. And now they say, nope, he was in the grass. Finish this play. David Galloway was back there and had Hogeboom by the jersey.
Watch Galloway. He's number 65. He gets the pressure from that side. He's going against Glenn Titensor. You see, he does a stunt move. He goes to the outside. Now, right there, when he had him in the grass, you see the referee waving his hands. He blew the whistle, said he was in the grass. The ball's dead. That David Galloway is still having a good day. I mean, he started off with a good day. He's still going on one.
Well, it's nice and cool.
Big guys like to play. Big guys that sweat a lot like to play in cool weather.
Warren gets the kickoff. Stump Mitchell signals for the fair catch. Drops the ball. Mitchell lost it.
That's the second one for Mitchell.
Cardinals got it back.
I tell you, these guys are having a tough time with catching these punts today. One thing, I don't know if Mitchell wears gloves all the time, but one thing, he does have the gloves on. Number 2, he let the ball get too close to his body, and it hit his shoulder pads and bumped out.
17-17 it remains. Dallas 17, St. Louis 17. Pat Summerall, John Madden at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. Cardinals have the ball at their own 19 just about. 12 minutes, 10 seconds left to play in the contest. Lomax rolls left. Has time. Greg LaFleur. 15-yard gain. Excuse me, John.
Excuse me. He threw that one to LaFleur, but Pat Tilley ran an out and up on the same side out here, and he was wide open. There wasn't anyone within 20 yards of Tilley. He just walked by Lomax. I don't know if he told Lomax on that one. Let's see if we can watch it. Here's Tilley. He's the outside guy. Now watch here. He's going to run it out, and then he's going to go up right now. You see what he does? Look, he's wide open. There's no one around him.
Goodbye.
That would have been a touchdown. I don't think Lomax saw him. He threw it to LaFleur.
Lomax is 21 out of 34 to 9 different receivers. Now he's going for another one to Roy Green. That's not a different one, but that's the right one to go to.
That's the thing. You talk about acceleration. The Cowboys, they had defensive guys back there. They had about 3 of them. I'll tell you, he just takes off. Look, here he is on Everson Walls. Everson Walls is up tight. He should get a bump. He just runs right by Walls. Here comes Downs, the safety. He runs right by him. He had him beaten. The ball was just an inch away. Just an inch too long. You know, the greatest player that I ever coached, and one of the great ones, was my wide receiver at Oakley years ago, number 81, Warren Wells. And Roy Green is wearing the same number. He reminds me so much of the way Warren Wells.
Randy White is back into the backfield and takes down O.J. Anderson and really took him down. I don't know where he came from or how he got there so quickly. I didn't mean to interrupt you, John, but wow.
Well, here he goes. He just takes off. I think what happens, they were pulling the guard, and the center didn't get over. Randy White just hit that gap. O.J. Anderson said, I didn't even get a chance to get started on that deal.
Loss of 4, 3rd and 14. Now, Warren Wells had that great acceleration, that ability to separate himself from the defender like Roy Green.
I know it, and I watch Roy Green on films. I watch him play, and he reminds me so much of Warren Wells.
Lomax back to throw, under pressure. The ball bounces loose, and the Cowboys come up with it. Victor Scott comes up with the rebound. And the Cowboys take over. Roy Green, the intended receiver, it bounced off his hand, and Victor Scott came up with it.
Roy Green was going down on the ground for it. Victor Scott was just standing in the back. He was a safety. We watched Thurman there. He's running for Green. I watch Green goes down for the ball, hits off his shoulder pads, and Thurman at the same time. Here comes Victor Scott very alertly diving for the ball. I'll tell you what, though, that was pretty good coverage by Dennis Thurman. You see, Thurman and the ball all got there at the same time, and that allowed Victor Scott to come up with a bump up.
1st and 10 for the Cowboys at the Cardinals 37. Score tied 17-17. Cardinals on a blitz. Junior, here's Dorsett, and Dorsett swings into the Cardinals secondary. Down to about the 27-yard line. Wayne Smith made the stop. Dorsett is very close to a first down. The Giants lost to Tampa Bay 20-17. They had scored with 1 minute and 2 seconds left on a touchdown pass from Sims to Bobby Johnson, but not enough, as the Buccaneers win their fourth of the year, and the Giants go to 6-5. So the Redskins, with their victory over Detroit today, will probably have to share first place with only one team. I guess that's going to be exactly right, isn't it?
The winner of this game will share it with the Redskins. Right. But, you know, the other thing I was talking about is out there in that Western Division, the Rams, if they have the same record as the 2 leaders in this division, they'll also be 7-4. Look at how short it is. That's a right foot job.
Tampa Bay 20, New York Giants 17.
That score we just gave you has just been announced to the crowd here at Busch Stadium. And they know that if the Cardinals win, they'll share the first place standing with the Redskins. If the Cowboys win, they'll have that distinction. It's second and about 6 inches.
The greatest time to call a play that there is. Can't be wrong.
First down, Dallas. Get out to about the 25. That is only Dallas' second first down this half. Yet the score remains tied at 17. Renfro comes
the
in.
Cowboys are really playing well offensively. I mean, the Cardinals are playing well offensively. It's just that they're having those turnovers. And again, the Cowboy defense is forcing some of those and playing alert defense. But when you go offense versus offense, the Cardinals are winning it. When you look at the score, it's 17-17 because of turnovers.
Turnovers and the penalties have really been a factor, too. First down, Dallas. Cardinal 27. Tony Hill is split out wide to the left, and here comes Renfro in motion. Quickly, Hogeboom goes to work. He got Springs. Springs is in the end zone, and Dallas takes the lead. Touchdown, Ron Springs from Hogeboom.
You talk about separating and accelerating. Ron Springs did it on that play. When he caught that one up the sideline, the closest guy was Lionel Washington, number 48. We see him there. He was there, and he was bumping Renfro. Then he tries to come off on Springs. Springs gets behind him, and there's no one else out there. He's separated. He's going for that touchdown.
Hogeboom will hold for Rafael Septien, a very important extra point right here. And number one is good for one. Touchdown again.
There's Ron Springs from the right of the screen. Play fake to Dorsett. He's looking out there. Renfro's coming to the inside. Springs to the outside. Right up over Lionel Washington's head.
So Dallas takes the lead now, 24-17 with 9:03 left to play.
It ain't easy to do rope tricks first time around. Same goes for smokeless tobacco. But here's one that's easier to use. Skoal Long Cut. Now, it's not chewing tobacco. Long cut means that it packs easy. Stays put between your cheek and gum. So Skoal Long Cut makes it easy to enjoy tobacco without lighting up. Plus, it's got the great taste that can only come from Skoal. Easy to use, great taste. Try Skoal Long Cut. It's a lot easier than this.
AT&T is in paper, trucks, software. How? With a new program called AT&T Opportunity Calling for Business. It can help small business earn $1's credit on these and other name brand products for each $1 spent on AT&T long-distance service. That's savings off the best price you can find. Our catalog is coming to your office. Look for it. AT&T Communications. We can help your business in ways you never thought of.
Cowboys 24, Cardinals 17. Rafael Septien set for kickoff. Stump Mitchell and Danny Pittman back deep. Lined in the direction of Mitchell. Fields it up to one. Pittman in front. To about the 25 before Bill Bates takes him down.
Let's watch the touchdown again to Ron Springs. Renfro is out here. Here's Springs. Renfro's going to come in, get bumped here, then take this safety deep. And then Springs is going to come to the outside. This safety right here is running in this area with Renfro. Now watch it here. Renfro's here. He starts in motion. Now he comes up, gets the bump. Now here comes Springs outside. Now stop right here. Now we see what happened. Here's Springs here. The deep help is this guy. He's going there, and Springs gets the touchdown. You see what happens? The deep guy is going with Renfro, but the ball's thrown to Springs, the short guy. Deep guy, short guy.
Let's see if Lomax goes to a deep guy. Here's Otis Anderson around the corner. He's going to get about 7 yards before Jim Jeffcoat wrestles him to the ground. Maybe not quite that much.
I think somewhere in these next few plays, we're going to see at least a try to Roy Green again. Of course, they tried on the last series, and it was just out of his fingertip. They tried earlier. He had the touchdown. They called it back. And I could see him maybe on this down trying it again.
60 minutes following football, except on the West Coast. 2nd and 4 here. Ellis Island in the history of that memorable play. Outside it goes to LaFleur, who stays on his feet, fights. The ball comes loose, but he was out of bounds. still got a first down for the Cardinals. Ron Fellows knocked him out of bounds. 15-yard gain by LaFleur.
You remember Greg LaFleur? He played for the Eagles, and I remember when we were up there, Dick Vermeil had to waive him, and he said he didn't want to do it. He said, this guy is going to play in this league. He's a tight end, but they had some injuries. They had to keep a defensive player. We saw Dick about 2 days after he waived LaFleur, and he was still sick about it.
Didn't want to let him go at all.
No, and he knew he was going to play. You know, sometimes that happens. You let a guy go, and you know he's going to play someplace else.
First and 10 from the 46 with 8:05 left to play. Cowboys Michael Towns showing blitz. He's up in there. Pitches back to Anderson. He's got some room. Randy White got out of there and came out to make the stop, but Anderson got about 10, 9, maybe a little bit short of a first down. 17 carries, 68 yards for O.J. Anderson. Otis Anderson.
Sometimes this is an audible for a blitz. You know, you get all those guys blitzing to the inside, and you just run a quick pitch, a quick toss out to your running back trying to get outside and pack everything, pack all that blitz stuff, pack it inside.
2nd and 1 from the Cowboy 45. Clock running, 7:25 left to play. Cowboys leading 24-17. Lomax. Tilley. Out of bounds, but a Cardinal first down. Fellows. On the stop of Tilley.
Lomax is having success, you know, with that short stuff and the stuff to the tight end, but I still think here pretty soon he ought to take another shot to Roy Green. One, it's exciting to watch, and you know, it's a pretty good deal for him too. You know, he already has 9 touchdowns, leads the league in yardage. Roy Green.
Lomax is 23 out of 38 for 341 yards already, and still working. Anderson. And Anderson surges up inside the 35 to about the Dallas 33. Eugene Lockhart tripped him up, but Anderson got good yardage.
You know, I'm sure as we're standing up here and thinking about that the Cowboy defense and their coaches are thinking about the same thing. So they're putting that double out there on Green, and that's the reason that they're able to run and get some inside stuff to their backs and tight end.
2nd down from the 35. Clock running 6:40. 6 minutes, 40 seconds left to play. Anderson again. This time Anthony Dickerson knocks him down, and Eugene Lockhart again does a little extracurricular shoving and pulling and choking.
A lot of talking going on after these plays. You know, they point their fingers at each other and yell at each other, and I guess that's what you call intimidation. I've always thought, you know, you just get a bunch of guys and jump on them. That's intimidating. Don't give them any place to go.
Call it intense, too. This is a big game. Clock running with 5:50 left to play as Lomax goes back in the spread formation. Cowboys looking like they're going to blitz, and then they don't. Oh, that's got to be pass interference, but it's not called. Everson Walls banged into the intended receiver, Roy Green. That's one we need to look at one more time.
I'll tell you, it looked like Everson Walls got there a little early on that one. So we're going to see Walls as the second man in. Green is the slot man there. He runs the out. Now watch this. Walls is coming up on him. Well, I don't know. That's not bad.
That's close. That's close.
Yeah, that's, you know, you got to give that defender a break once in a while, too. Everything seems to go for the offensive guys. If Walls doesn't do that, then he just has to stand there and let him catch the ball.
I agree.
Yeah, he goes up, hits him.
I may have spoken too soon. Here's 4th down, and they're going after it. Lomax again out of the spread formation. Going deep. Incomplete. Intended for Cedric Mack. Victor Scott was back there with him, and there is no penalty and no reason for one.
That's good defense. The Cowboys have been playing good defense all day. A little surprised that the Cardinals went for that deep a pattern on 4th down. You know, sometimes you take that, you have plenty of time to go, you just put them down there. Let's watch it again. This is a play before where Walls is hitting them. I'll tell you, that's good defense. So he has to get in. He is a little in there, but he got that right hand in and hit the ball, too.
So the Cowboys take over with 5:37 left to play. They lead 24-17.
The Honda Prelude. Some people like to drive it wide open.
John Madden at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. 5:37 left to play with the Cowboys leading 24-17 over the Cardinals. The Redskins have already won. The Giants have lost. The Eagles have lost. Here's Dorsett. DJ Jr. Kurt Allerman cut him down after a pickup of maybe 2.
Well, of course, here, what the Cowboys are trying to do now with a 7-point lead, just a little over 5 minutes left to go, they're trying to get first downs. They want to run time off the clock, keep the ball in bounds. Now, the Cardinals, they want to press them, not let them have first down. They get in 3rd down, I think they have to go after them because they can't allow first downs now. They have to get the ball back.
2nd and 8. Cowboys from their own 40. Hogeboom back to throw. Gets it outside to Springs, who can't hang on. It'll make it 3rd and 8. Not what they wanted. It is what the Cardinals want. 3rd and long.
And this is what Tom Landry wants. He's telling Mike Renfro right now to play. Renfro bring it in. Tell Gary Hogeboom. Hogeboom looks like he likes it.
Choice.
I'll tell you, this is a big play here, though. I think that, you know, if the Cardinals can stop them, they'll get the ball back and get some more shots. The Cowboys can get a first down. They can hold it another couple minutes.
Hogeboom down the middle of Cosby. Incomplete. Leonard Smith was the defender. Cosby couldn't hang on.
That's what the Cardinals needed then, you know, is they went for it on 4th down. They didn't get it. They needed a quick one, you know, 1, 2, 3 punt, get the ball back, let's go to work on it again. You know, because really the Cardinals have been moving the ball pretty well today. They just had some bad things happen to them.
They haven't tried to block a punt by John Warren all day.
Stump Mitchell catching these punts has been exciting today.
They don't try to block this one. Warren not very good. Stump has to let it bounce. Goes out of bounds, and the Cardinals will take over at about their own 29, maybe the 28-yard line. 31-yard punt. No return, so that's what the net is. Next Sunday on the NFL Today, a report by Herb Cross on the body by Gastineau. I don't know if I want to see that or not. What do you think?
Body by Gastineau, huh? Body by Jimmy the Greek. Body by Randy White.
Lomax back to throw. They cave him in, and Lomax goes down. Jeffcoat and Smirk and Ed Jones. All. 4:33 left to play.
That was really a good pass rush because watch this here. What they do is they collapse the whole pocket on Lomax. Watch it. Jones is coming from the outside, White from the inside, Jeffcoat from the other side, and they all get there where he can't go to the right, he can't go to the left, he can't step up. They just took that whole pocket and pushed it right back in Lomax's face.
Some credit should go to Kegman as well. He was back in on the rush. 2nd and 21. Lomax comes out of the spread formation. 4:10 left to play. Here they come again, and Lomax bats it away, and right there with him is Vince Albritton. Yeah, too tall Jones put the heat on Lomax. Pretty hard to throw it with that guy looking at you. Stump Mitchell was the intended receiver.
I don't know how Lomax got that ball out of there. Too tall was hanging on him. Watch this. Here's Lomax. The ball is down. Oh, he throws it out sideways. That's how he gets it. Because I saw Too Tall's right in front of him. Man, he's 6'9", bring it draping on him. I was wondering, how did he get it through Too Tall? He didn't. He threw it around him.
Another one of those guys who didn't practice all week and still plays. Ed Jones pushed his knee last week against the Giants. Lomax. Here's Randy White all over Lomax, and that's going to be a fumble. Cowboys come up with it. Jones again.
Look at Randy White. He walked back to the huddle. He didn't even know they had the ball. Oh, Randy was back there. He was going to get in the huddle and play some more. Watch him in here. He knows that they're close to victory, and he knows that, we can't let Lomax get that ball to Green. Talk about him. Watch him. He gets him with the left, brings his right hand around, and boom, knocks that ball out. He knew what he was doing there. He was grabbing him with the left and swinging his right hand at the ball. Too Tall got the ball, kept it, and take it home. Take it home. Trophy.
Handoff is to Springs. There's nothing doing. The Cowboys have the ball at the Cardinal 15 as E.J. Jr. stopped Ron Springs. 3:40 left to play.
I'll tell you, the turnovers really killed the Cardinals today, but by the same token, you can't say that they just turned it over. I mean, the Cowboys made them turn it over with plays like that we just saw Randy White.
Something causes those turnovers.
With good players on the other team.
Usually. 3:15 left to play with the Cowboys leading 24-17 and within range to get some more. Dorsett cuts back inside, but that Cardinal defense has done a good job all day. Kurt Alderman made the stop. It'll be 3rd down and 12 from the 15.
I think both the defenses played well today. I think it boils down to those penalties and turnovers. You said the turnovers plus the penalty on Roy Green, the touchdown that was called back.
They let that clock run, wisely so, to the Cowboys. 2:35 left to play. Dallas 24, St. Louis 17. Hogeboom back to throw. Cardinals on a blitz. Chasing him. He just throws it on the ground. And here comes the flag. Gordon McCarter says you can't do that. And Hogeboom is claiming that he was throwing for Timmy Newsome, but we're not buying that.
There's Newsome near 30. You know what he could be claiming is that Newsome was his receiver, and Newsome, his receiver, was being held.
That could be.
And he had to throw the ball away because his guy was being held.
I think he may have a legitimate.
That's very legitimate.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah, but that was the same type of thing, that roll that was shrinking the whole field on him, and the guy he was going to throw to was being held.
Now I think there are 2 flags, John. 2 different penalties being called.
Well, maybe they did catch his holding on Newsome. See it right down there. You see, he was holding Newsome before he got there, and he didn't have anyone to throw to.
Illegal use of hands. Number 63, offense is declined. Intentional grounding by the quarterback is accepted. It is loss of down at the spot of my flag. 4th down.
Well, no. They did not call the holding.
No, they didn't see that. Tom, you see Tom Landry looking at you saying, what did he say? What? 2 of them against us, none against them? That's what it was, Tom. But Hogeboom did have a good point to complain there because
he did.
He was watching the thing the whole time because he was trying to throw to Newsom. Now he has to hold for Septien.
45 yards away for Rafael Septien. Block. Cardinals come up with it. Cardinals will get the ball at their own 15. Art Plunkett is the man who got the hand on it.
Watch it here. Plunkett is going to be right there in the middle, and he got his right hand up, knocked it with his right hand. I don't think that ball was up high enough. It looked like a low kick to me because Plunkett didn't really get up that high. Watch this ball. Looks like more of a line drive. We'll see Plunkett right there in the middle, the hand with the tape on it, and he shouldn't be able to get up that high to block the ball. He has the proper height on it. There it is one more time. Number 7 in the right hand. No, that was a low kick.
2:17 left as the Cardinals take over and Lomax goes to work for Tilley. Pass is intercepted by Dennis Thurman. Thurman came from nowhere to pick it off. The Lomax. The 6th turnover, the 2nd interception.
Jim Hannafin saying we went for it. Hey, Dennis Thurman used to be the starting weak safety. Then he was moved to corner. And now he's not starting. He just plays in this 4-0 defense. But he's made a couple of big plays today. Watch him gain or separate or gain on that ball. He was just watching the ball all the way like a center fielder. He wasn't playing a receiver. He just went over and got a big interception.
Lomax never saw him, and the Cardinals again turn it over, and the Cowboys take over in Cardinal territory. 2:11 left to play. Excuse me.
Did you ever get Dennis Thurman his jacket?
Yes. Kurt Allman trips up Tony Dorsett after back to the line of scrimmage, and certainly no more than that. For an NFL update, let's send you back to Brent Musburger at NFL in New York.
Pat, with just 40 seconds to go, John Elway led the Denver Broncos on this scoring drive. Sammy Winder smacks in for the touchdown. The Broncos are now 10-1 on the year. They beat San Diego 16-13. Back to Pat and John.
Brent, here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, it's 24-17. Dallas leading the Cardinals. It's been a stumbling, staggering offensive day for the Cowboys, but they still lead 24-17. The defense has done one heck of a job.
I tell you, the story in this game is going to be the turnovers, and it's going to be how many that the Cardinals have had this game. But still, I think that there's a lot of them that were caused by the Cowboys by real good play, and we see what happens here. They had a blocked field goal, touchdown by the Cowboys. They had a fumble, a touchdown. They had another interception down here and a touchdown. So they had really 3 scores or 21 points as a result of those turnovers.
2nd and 10. Hogeboom out to the left side, scrambling, gets down to the Cardinal 40, and that's about all he can get. 2 minutes left to play. Cowboys leading the Cardinals 24-17. Dallas has 3 timeouts remaining. St. Louis has 2. Pat Summerall and John Madden at Busch Stadium in St. Louis, where the Cowboys lead the Cardinals 24-17 with 2 minutes left. Down and 5. 3rd and 4.5 make it from the 40-yard line of St. Louis. Hogeboom gets away from one blitzer, gets it out to Cosby, and he drops it. And he had nothing but daylight. Might not have been a touchdown, but it certainly would have been enough to keep the ball.
I'll tell you, and the reason that Cosby put his hand on his head, it was a pretty good trick play. Let's look at it here. Cosby comes all the way across. He starts out over here. He sneaks all the way across and over to this side as Hogeboom rolls here. Now watch it. He starts over here. He doesn't go downfield. Watch him here. See him come all the way across? Now here he is. He sneaks out here. Watch him here. He's wide open. Ball hits him right in his hands. Oh, no. That was a trick play.
Unusual play. He came behind the line of scrimmage.
Behind the line of scrimmage, yeah.
Warren. High kick. Nobody back there. Cowboys going to try to down it, and they do. Victor Scott is about the 5-6 yard line. 35-yard punt. No return. Next week. Well, this week, right now, Dallas is winning 24-17. Next week, these Cardinals go to Giants Stadium to play the Giants. Washington against Philadelphia in Philadelphia. Dallas goes to Buffalo. Check your local listing. The Rams, who won today, over the Bears, play Green Bay. Tampa Bay won today. They play San Francisco. So check it all. 24-17. Lomax out of the end zone, gets it to Green. Everson Walls makes a stop. 1:38 left to play. Don't forget, following football comes 60 minutes. Lomax goes down the middle, has it complete again to Green. Walls on the tackle. Cardinals in a hurry.
Yeah, the Cardinals have 1:24 here. They take timeout now, so they have one timeout left. And really, they're going to have time. If they can keep completing, those 15, 20-yard passes, all they need is about 3 or 4 of them, and they can get shots at the end zone.
1:24 left, and indeed, as John Madden said, there is plenty of time left for the Cardinals to get that thing down the field. Dallas leads by 7.
Hey, what you doing?
Dallas 24, St. Louis 17. That much time left, 1:24. Cowboys have all of their timeouts remaining. Cardinals just have one. Lomax is 25 out of 44 for 365 yards. Yet his team still trails. Down the middle and drop. Cedric Mack, ex-defensive back, was the intended receiver. That's amazing when you think of the 3 wide receivers, the prime wide receivers for the Cardinals. 2 of them are ex-defensive backs.
First, I think they had so much in 1981. They moved Roy Green from defense to offense. I think they had so much success with it that they tried it with Cedric Mack this year.
60 minutes, Ellis Island, following football except on the West Coast. 24-17, Dallas leading St. Louis, and the Cowboys showing blitz. 2nd and 10. Lomax retreats. In and out of the hand, Roy Green. Dennis Thurman was the defender. Lomax had it low, but catchable.
I would have to believe that there's something down there happening today. The cold weather, the ball is slick, because there's been so many drop passes today by both sides that I would have to believe that it's the cold hands or the slick ball or something, or maybe it's just that this is the first game that they've played this year in cold weather.
It's been sort of a shock to them, maybe. They haven't had a practice even in cold weather.
I know Jim Hannaford was saying a practice Friday was over 70 degrees here.
It's cold today. 3rd and 10. Again. That ball slipped out of his hand. Don't forget, as soon as this game is over, we'll send you back to the NFL Today in New York. Our studio's there for the wrap-up show with the scores from around the rest of the league with Brent Musburger. That's coming up next. In the meantime, this telecast is presented by the authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals and the National Football League is prohibited.
Here it is.
4th down. Lomax has it complete. Has the first down. To Tilley and keeps it alive. 16-yard gain. Fellows on the coverage. Cardinals in a hurry.
Cardinals still have one timeout.
They're at their own 45 as Lomax operates quickly out of the spread. Throws. Pass is caught by Green. He is tackled at about the Dallas 48-yard line by Everson Walls. Short of a first down.
It's like Green hurt his ankle. Yeah, he did. He's standing out there. We see him standing out there with Cedric Mack. I'll tell you, I'm sure they wanted to take some shots here, and the guy they wanted to take it with is Roy Green. It doesn't look like they're going to be able to. But right here, this ball was close to being intercepted. Green is right there in the middle. Watch the outside guy come in there. I think it was Victor Scott. He comes diving in front of the ball, missed it. Roy Green had it. Looked like he twisted his right ankle there.
The Cardinals have used their last timeout. 38 seconds left to play. It's going to be 2nd and 3 from the Dallas 48. Cardinals out of timeouts. Lomax career record has been set today. 27 out of 48. He's broken the record which was held for a long time by Jim Hart. I beg your pardon. Now, let me rephrase what I just said. Hart still has the record. This is a new Lomax career record, 388 yards. Hart has 428 yards in a game.
You know, that 388, though, you know, and he had that big one to Roy Green, the touchdown, add that to that, and that's getting up there in a strong 400.
I'll say. Low snap fielded by Lomax. Under pressure. Bates is back there. Pass is almost picked off. Willard Harrell was the intended receiver. Smirek put the pressure on Lomax. Michael Downs was back there to help out Bates.
Looks like Lomax hurt his right shoulder on that one. Let's see if we can see him get hit there. He knows that he's hurt, but he's saying he wants to take a couple more shots at it. Watch this. Just as he's throwing the ball, Smirek's going to hit him right there. It looks like something happened to his right shoulder.
Probably stung him pretty good when he hit the turf. But he's staying in. Here's Lomax. He's been chased by Randy White. Chased out of the pocket. He just shovels it ahead. No fumble. They're saying it was a forward pass, and Lomax now is down again. And slow getting up. Jim Jeffcoat put the heat on him.
The Cardinals are coming up. Oh, they're going to take Lomax out. That's Kyle Mackey going in. Lomax waved him off. He said, no. He said, 4th down, I'll finish this thing.
I got it started. I'm going to stay there with it.
I don't think Kyle Mackey would want to come in here as a rookie.
With no warm-up.
No warm-up, 4th down.
4th down for the Cardinals. 4th and 3 from their 48 with 24 seconds left to play. Lomax out of the spread. Hanging in there. Going deep. Pass is caught and lost. Roy Green had it and dropped it. And the Cowboys will take over and go home with this victory. And it was a tough one.
I'll tell you, Lomax hung in there with that thing. I mean, he threw as good a pass as you could throw right there. Roy Green looked like he had it caught.
The executive producer of the NFL on CBS is Terry O'Neill. The senior producer is Charles H. Milton III. This game produced so well by Robert Stinner, Bob Stinner. Sandy Grossman, the director. Excelled again. So did Joan Vetrano. Lance Barrow and Sonia Dunn. Thank you for your help. And all the rest of you. Hogeboom just puts it on the ground, puts his feet on the ground, and the Cowboys will go home with a victory and stay tied with the Redskins for first place. The Giants lost. The Redskins won. The Eagles lost 5 points to Miami. Tough game this was. For John Madden, this is Pat Summerall saying goodbye from Busch Stadium in St. Louis, Missouri, with the final score: the Cowboys 24, the Cardinals 17. Coming up next on CBS Sports, the NFL Today wrap-up show with Brent Musburger.
And 60 Minutes is coming up next here on CBS right after this quick scoring update. All finals now. Everything is concluded. The Rams beat the Bears. Both teams 7-4. The Rams' playoff hope still very much alive. Denver's record now 10-1. They beat the Chargers 16-13. Tampa Bay drops the Giants to 6-5, a game out of the pace of the NFC East. The Dallas Cowboys now tie with the Washington Redskins as they beat the Cardinals. And the Redskins beat Detroit 28-14, so the Redskins and the Cowboys at 7-4. Green Bay now at 4-7, 45-17 over the Vikings. Houston finally wins, and they break the longest road losing streak in the history of the league at 23 games. New Orleans a winner today over Atlanta 17-13. New England still very much in the chase for a playoff spot. 38-10 over the Bills. The Jets were upset, and the Jets dropped to 6-5 in the AFC East. Miami rolls 11-0, but they needed help. A blocked extra point by Doug Betters saves the game from going into overtime. Cincinnati over Pittsburgh 22-20, and now the Bengals are only 2 games out of first in the AFC Central. San Francisco's record 10-1, and after the game it was announced that Fred Dean, the defensive end, has signed a 5-year contract with the 49ers. He'll join them next week. A reminder, next Saturday, it's the showdown of the Big Ten. If Ohio State wins it, they go to the Rose Bowl. They take on Michigan. After that, it is USC, UCLA. We hope you've enjoyed the NFL Today on CBS. So long, everybody.
You've been watching CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League.
United is the first and only airline to serve all 50 states. Fly the friendly skies.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
Once again, to show you how important this game is to the Green Bay Packers, this is the Central Division standings, including the results of this weekend. Minnesota lost today. They're now 7-6. Detroit played on Thursday. They're 7-6. With a win, the Packers could have been 7-6. As it is, if they lose, they'll move into a tie with Chicago. Frank Lieber, along with Dick Vermeil, welcome to all of you who've been watching the Raiders beat the Giants this afternoon. We're in Atlanta with 1:50 to go. And Atlanta leading Green Bay 41-34. The Packers trying to come back. Dickey to Gary Ellis out to the 25 to the 26-yard line. He's got enough for the first down. The Packers have 2 timeouts left. Wide open offensive football game. This is our situation. This is the score and the time left and the timeouts remaining. The Packers have 2 to go. They led early in this game, 21-0. Atlanta came back, complete to Epps at the 40, 45, up to the 50-yard line. The Packers aren't dead yet.
Epps has world-class speed, too. If he gets up inside those zones, he can put it in. He's already, he's one of 2 people to return one for a punt for a touchdown, Frank. He can run with it.
Dickey has used one of the 2 remaining timeouts for the Green Bay Packers to stop the clock with 1:17 to go. Again, a victory by the Packers would move them into a tie for first place in the NFC Central with Minnesota and Detroit. And, of course, there's quite a race going on for the wild card position. Now, you have to figure that Detroit, or rather Washington and Dallas, one or the other is going to be a wild card team. So, for the second wild card spot, this is what the race looks like. 2 of these clubs will get in as a result of being division champions.
Either the Rams or the 49ers will win the division. Minnesota or Detroit will win the division.
Or Green Bay.
Or Green Bay, if they can go ahead and win today. But the one that doesn't win it, one of those teams is going to end up being a wild card team. What a tight race.
And it could involve some other teams. The way this NFC Central race is going, it has turned out wild and woolly. We've seen a great offensive show. Dickey threw the ball well, completed his first 10 passes. James Lofton with 160 yards and pass receptions on the afternoon, and Bart Starr looking on a bit glumly.
Bart's been in enough of these situations himself as a quarterback to not give up. He knows he can win this football game.
Touchdown needed to tie by the Packers. They're at the 50-yard line. First and 10. Lynn Dickey, one of the best in the league, over to Gary Ellis. There's a penalty marker thrown. Ellis is dropped at the 38-yard line. It may be against a holding call here against the defense. Let's see.
I think it was holding. They were holding Ellis up on the line of scrimmage, I think. Yeah, holding on now. See, the nice thing about that, it stops the clock.
Clock is stopped with 1 minute and 11 seconds to go.
Holding, number 50, defense, penalty declined, first down.
We had a miraculous catch with no time left in the first half. 50-yard touchdown pass from Mike Morosky to Stacy Bailey.
That's better than using a timeout, because they made the first down anyway, and they get the clock stopped, saved them some seconds, and now they still have 1 minute and 11 seconds left to go, Frank.
Ball is at the 38-yard line of the Atlanta Falcons. Keep in mind, Brett Musburger coming up at the conclusion of the game with scores and highlights, so stay with us. Packers looking for a tying touchdown here. Dickey going with the sideline throw, completes it to Harlan Huckabee. Picked up about 5 to the 32-yard line, so they're nickel and diming it a little bit here.
They are, and it only used 6 seconds. He's just going to go back there. He looks deep for just a second. A nice 7-step drop by the quarterback. Looks deep, turns to his right, flips it outside there, gets the clock stopped. Atlanta may be better off right now getting to some form of man coverage on him because they can't afford to allow him to hit those zones.
Again, a reminder, 60 minutes right after the conclusion of the game, except on the West Coast. We'll see it at its regularly scheduled time. Packers at the 34-yard line have a second down 6. Dickey over the middle, intended for James Lofton, and knocked down at the 15-yard line. Good defensive play by Earl Jones, number 20, who had a key interception in the first half.
You know,
which set up a touchdown.
Earl Jones has played super football. When you consider, you know, here he is, a second stringer coming in for the first time and really playing the game this year. He has done a heck of a job replacing Bobby Butler's that corner position.
A lot of people here in Atlanta missed a good football game. They've had 25,000 no-shows, crowded attendance around 35,000. They sold almost 60,000 seats. Third down 6. Packers at the 34 have to start worrying about the first down now. 59 seconds left on the clock. They go with the delay. The draw to Gary Ellis. Ellis close to the first down. Looks like he's got it. Near the 25-yard line. It is a first down. Clock continues to move. Packers have to have a touchdown to tie. They trail 41-34. Dickey over the middle, going to Ellis. Out of the 20, fumbles the football into the end zone. It's a race for the ball. If it's a Packer, yes, it's a touchdown. Gary Lewis, number 81, won the race for the football in the end zone. But hold everything, hold everything. Now this is the rule that comes into play, and we'll get it from Jerry Markwright inside the 20, less than 2 minutes to go. You can't score a touchdown.
The ball was fumbled inside 2 minutes. There's a special fumble rule. The fumbler did not recover the ball. It's first down at the spot of the fumble for Green Bay.
Good call.
That goes all the way back to a game with Tommy Prothro was coaching the San Diego Chargers against the Oakland Raiders. Remember that?
Here come the Packers, wasting no time up to the line of scrimmage, which is now the 12-yard line. It is first and goal to go. Clock moving with 20 seconds left to play in the game. Dickey going for the tying touchdown. Tipped. Incomplete at the goal line. And the clock stops with 13 seconds remaining.
2 plays.
Time for 2 plays. Packers have to have the touchdown. That rule, by the way, was put in a game, as I recall, that Jerry Markwright, the official, worked when Ken Stabler fumbled the ball about 30 yards on fourth down.
Into the end zone.
Shoved it into the end zone, and Dave Casper.
And they beat the Chargers.
Right. And Jerry Markwright was the official in that game.
Hey, I remember because I had worked for Coach Prothro, and he was coaching the Chargers at the time. Coach Bart Starr, he's got a chance for 2 plays right here.
Second down, 10 to go from the 12-yard line. 2 plays left as Green Bay goes for the tie. Pass is caught by Huckleby inside the 5. They're going to spot it at the 4-yard line. It's going to be close for the first down. The clock is run down to 7 seconds.
I wasn't sure he got out of bounds that time, Frank.
Had he not been out of bounds, that would have been the ball game. As it is, Green Bay will get one more shot at it from the 4-yard line. Maybe 2. What do you think?
Maybe he'll throw. I think he has to throw twice.
This is 3rd down, so he's got time for the 2 plays. Doesn't have to worry about first downs. Needs a touchdown to tie and send it into overtime.
Oh, my.
The give is to Ellis. Ellis walks in. They're looking for the pass. They hand it off to Ellis. He walked in. Untouched from 4 yards away with 3 seconds left in the clock as the rain comes down once again in Atlanta.
Is that unbelievable? Can you imagine people stayed home from this football game today? It deserves them right.
So it would appear, assuming a successful extra point attempt by Jan Stenerud, that the Green Bay Packers will go into overtime for the 4th time this year.
Now the winner will probably be the fellow that wins the toss.
Scribner, the punter, is the holder. He's got it. We are tied at 41 with 3 seconds left, just enough time for the kickoff, and that'll be it.
I tell you, they did a heck of a job. I anticipated him throwing 2 balls into the end zone here, and they come with a nice little play. Handoff there, and he comes back. Ellis cuts it right back in the inside. Great block by number 61, David Gressler, their number 2 draft choice out of North Carolina. Here you are. You can see it coming at you. Now watch it right here. Watch the block that you get right at the point of attack. Gressler on number 50, Buddy Curry, blocked into the end zone. He cuts back. There he goes. Looked easy, didn't it, Frank?
Yeah, really easy.
Holy mackerel. I can't believe it.
That is a gamble. Obviously, you stop Ellis short of the goal line, and then time runs out before he has a chance for another play. If he throws, he's got a shot at 2 plays.
If you're coaching now, you say, that's a brilliant call. I knew it would score all the time. If they hadn't scored, that's what gets your coaches fired, because everybody can second-guess that kind of call.
Dan Henning, the young head coach of the Atlanta Falcons.
He's older today than he was yesterday.
His hair is turning grayer by the week. And at games like this, that'll do it for you. This reminds you a little bit of that Monday night Washington game with the Green Bay Packers, and you get the very definite impression here that the way these 2 teams have been moving the football on each other, that the coin toss and the overtime becomes all important.
Yes, I know it. What time's your flight out of here, Frank?
I'm not worried anymore.
Great football game. You can talk about those games, with the great defenses and all that, but I think the fans really love to see this kind of football.
Keep in mind the clock doesn't start until the ball is actually fielded, so if he kicks it into the end zone, they're going with a short pooch kick here with just 3 seconds left. And let's see. Well, there's 1 second to go.
No, let's not have another one. What they call it, rocket?
The Big Ben play. Last week, you'll recall, the Falcons won the football game on a desperation 50-yard throw with a couple of seconds left to play. That's the play. They put 3 wide receivers all to one side. They call it the Big Ben. Other people call it the rocket. They send the 3 guys down. 2 of them are instructed to go up and just bat the ball around like volleyball, and the 3rd guy is supposed to make the reception, take the tip, and take it in for the touchdown.
The official game clock should have run out. The game is over.
So, that takes care of Big Ben anyway.
I'm curious to see now, if starting this extra quarter in the overtime, if Atlanta will come back with their 2 starting offensive linemen that haven't been playing in the 4th quarter. R.C. Thielman's been a Pro Bowler, and Warren Bryant, the big right tackle, have been sitting on the bench in the 4th quarter. Brett Miller, number 62, and Dan DeFore, 2 rookies have been playing in there.
We gave you the Green Bay overtime record this year, which is 1-2. This is their 4th overtime game. They beat Houston, lost to Minnesota and Detroit. Atlanta has been in 1 overtime game this year and lost it. And as far as all-time overtime records are concerned, Packers are 3-3 and have played 2 to a tie, and 2-4. That's Atlanta's all-time overtime record. Let's listen here. We have the coin toss.
Jerry Mark, right? There's
Larry McCarron, 54, and Mike Douglas, 53. Here comes Jeff Yates, 79.
24 is going to call it in the air. Heads is the call. Green Bay wins the toss. Come over here.
So there you have it. Now the 3-minute intermission, then the kickoff for the overtime period. The Green Bay Packers, and will receive momentarily.
Car's running great, honey.
Right.
The Atlanta Falcons, who has aged a bit, along with Bart Starr, the head man of the Green Bay Packers.
This is a critical game, you know, for Bart because they're so close in the playoffs. Not so critical for Atlanta. Bart needs this one to remain in the hunt. And actually, Frank, if he wins this, he moves into a first-place three-way tie, doesn't he?
First-place tie with Minnesota and Detroit.
And it'd be what a miraculous coaching job that he and his staff have done to stay this close with all the injuries they've had.
Packers will receive. Mick Luckhurst will kick off. You've got an interesting contrast if it gets down to the field goal kickers, as these overtime games usually do. The 17-year veteran, Jan Stenerud, and the relatively young kicker, Mick Luckhurst, who nevertheless is a very accurate young kicker, despite the fact he's just been in the league 3 years.
Well, you'd have to give the experience edge to Stenerud, but Luckhurst is a real poised guy, and I think he has the ability and the composure to go ahead and win the tight one on a kick if it called upon.
You saw Harlan Huckleby, number 25, who is the deep man for the Green Bay Packers. And here we go. Overtime at Atlanta's Fulton County Stadium, with Green Bay and Atlanta tied at 41 apiece. Huckleby at the 3-yard line. Bobbles it. Up to the 10. Dives forward to the 15. And that little bobble probably cost him at least 5.
How many times have you seen the return man bobble a ball, pick it up, and break it? Many times.
Let's see if we were right here, and that the coin toss may have been the most important thing in this overtime period, because those of you who've been with us all the way along, neither team has really stopped the other for any length of time. Huckleby needing some equipment repair.
I'm curious to see if they come out throwing or if they're going to go ahead and mix the running game into their approach here within the 5th quarter.
If you're tuned for 60 minutes, it'll be with us right after the football game, except on the West Coast. First and 10, Packers at the 15, and they come out running the football. Mike Meade, the fullback, on the carry, gets a yard, maybe 2, out to the 16 or 17-yard line. Andrew Province, number 72, in the stop. Again, we'll look at Green Bay's situation, and they have a lot to lose in this one. Should they win, they move into a 3-way tie for first place in the NFC Central, with Minnesota, which lost earlier today to New Orleans, and Detroit, which, of course, won big on Thursday against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Chicago with a win today, not out of it either at this point. Second down, still called a 10 for the first down, a little less than that actually. And Dickey will throw it. Pressured, gets it away to Meade, caught behind the line, loss on the play back to the 9-yard line. Buddy Curry, number 50, smelled that one out for the Atlanta Falcons.
They were in a man-to-man coverage underneath, and as you see the running back Meade break to his left, you'll see to the left of your screen, number 50, Buddy Curry, following, just tracking them down. So it wasn't a zone. The lineman, see the lineman right there? They couldn't get out in front to make the block. He just followed him, tracked him down like a dog. Buddy Curry.
And Henning told us yesterday he's been the outstanding linebacker this year for the Atlanta Falcons. Third down now. The Packers need 16 for the first down, with the nose of the football just inside their own 10-yard line. Need a big player. They'll have to punt from the goal line. Dickey trying to float it out to Huckleby, and Huckleby, I believe, was interfered with near the 20-yard line. He made the reception short of the first down. Let's see if that was the case. Bob Glazebrook, number 36, was the defensive back there with him. And we'll get the call from the referee, Jerry Markbride, who has had a very busy afternoon. And most of the flags thus far have gone against the Atlanta Falcons. Both these clubs among the most least penalized in the league. Defensive holding.
Boy, that's a break for Atlanta, because, a break for Green Bay. Atlanta was playing man-to-man underneath, and they scrambled out of there, and evidently the defender just hooked the receiver, held on to him.
Holding, number 20, defense, automatic first down.
That's the big thing. That was a 3rd and 16 play, and it gives the Packers a new life with a first down at the 15-yard line.
Let's see if we can find that holding penalty on Earl Jones, number 20, the young player. He's dropping back now. You'll notice that man-to-man coverage is taking away the short receivers, and the protection breaks down. He scrambles out to his right, tries to lay it up there to his right, and evidently the holding took place downfield off the screen right here. Can't see it.
1st and 10 for the Packers at their 15-yard line. We're into overtime here in Atlanta. Score tied at 41. James Lofton trying to catch the football. It is incomplete at the 35. Late in the game, Dickey had one picked off by Ken Johnson, who tipped the ball there. And Johnson ran it in for a touchdown to put Atlanta in its only lead of the game.
They run a play-action fake, causing the linebackers to flow strong side. The tight end went underneath him. Now he's trying to hit the curl pattern deep down there, but the underneath coverage by Johnson was super. See number 37 right there. Kenny Johnson did a real nice job. They actually had that side of the formation double covered.
2nd and 10 for the Packers from the 15-yard line. James Jefferson, by the way, or John Jefferson, is not playing because of a hip pointer he sustained in the 3rd period. They've got Epps in the slot inside of Lofton. Ellis taking the little inside pitch that time from Dickey, and we got a penalty marker down at the 24-yard line.
I can't believe that call. I'd be scared to death to call that anywhere, let alone call that kind of a play down there. It was a good call. It worked. What are they calling?
Jerry Markwright, the referee, indicating the penalty is against the Green Bay Packers.
Didn't they signal illegal receiver downfield?
I thought that's what he did.
Lineman?
So move it back inside the 10. He'll mark it at the 8-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield on a pass. Number 61, offense, 2nd down.
Sure. That was a forward pass. Forward pass. It was ruled as a forward pass, which it is because he's flipping it forward. Now watch him come right. Very unusual play. Sprints right there to his left, then flips it right underneath there. I really... You can't see number 61, but there's number 64, Sid Kitson, out in front of it.
That goes into the book statistically as a pass completion. From Dickey to Ellis.
I've been coaching a long time. I've never seen that call.
2nd and 17. Packers back on the 8-yard line. Falcons showing blitz, and they showed it a little too strong that time.
Liv Dickey did a real nice job of maintaining his poise and actually drew the pass defenders in the second. There are people up there faking the blitz offside.
Defense.
John Rady, number 59, rookie linebacker. Atlanta's been playing a good part of this game with as many as 6 defensive starters, first-year men.
It shows. Got 41 points on the board, doesn't it?
Encroachment, number 59, defense, 2nd down.
That's Rady, the rookie linebacker. Of course, as you say, at this time of the year, there are no more rookies, are there?
Not at this time. After you've played 12, 13 football games in the National Football League, you can't really hide behind the fact that you're playing young players. They've played enough football to know what you're doing.
2nd and 12 on the 13-yard line. Of course, we play the full overtime period. It goes into the book as a tie. A lot of time left with 12:58 on the clock. Dickey going to go long over the middle. Intercepted. It's Ken Johnson. Johnson at the 20. 10-5. Johnson is over. Touchdown. The game's over. What are the odds of a guy picking off 2 and returning them for a touchdown in the space of within 5 minutes?
Oh, it's unbelievable. I've never seen it before. They're in a nickel defense. They're dropping off playing zone. There's a double square in pattern going on downfield. You can't see it. There's a tight end, Lewis, coming across there out of the slot. They bat it up in the air, and here comes a man playing zone, dissects the ball. Off he goes, heading to the end zone. Look at this. There's a block made right there. Here comes Drexler trying to make the play. Here comes Dickey right there. Touchdown. 2 touchdowns, and he ought to slide in the mud and have the ball right there. Look at him. You think he's happy?
For those of you who joined us late, he did the same thing with 2 minutes left to play in the game on Lynn Dickey.
He tied it up. Now he won it. Now again, you'll see it from the ground level. Looking back here. Here comes the ball out from underneath it. See it? Back it in the air. There it is, picked off, tip drill, just like you work on the practice field. He's heading home. The game is over.
Time to go to the house. And they are crying in Green Bay and cheering in Minnesota and Detroit because the Packers have blown a golden opportunity to move into a tie for first place. And the big moments have been few and far between so far for the Atlanta Falcons, but this has got to be one big one this year with this very young football team. More rookies than anyone else in the league. Executive producer, the NFL on CBS, Terry O'Neill. Our senior producer, Charles H. Milton III. Our producer, Robert D. Stenner, here in Atlanta, along with our director, Joe Assetti. Been a great broadcast for us. Bill Brown, we welcome Bill today, Lou Scana and Lance Farrell, doing their usual great jobs from the outstanding CBS crack crew. Atlanta 47, Green Bay 41. Frank Lieber for Dick Vermeil. Now let's go to Brent Musburger in New York.
Nice job, Frank, you and Dick Vermeil. Excellent football game. I'm going to quickly get you to 60 minutes, except out on the West Coast. You'll see that broadcast at its regularly scheduled time. Games are still on. You couldn't ask for more drama there. The Falcons pull it out now, 47-41 in overtime. About 25 seconds to go, and the Los Angeles Rams are going to win. They are pounding Buffalo 41-17. The Rams will have a one-game lead in the NFC West. A minute to go, Kansas City has just scored again, and they now lead Seattle 48-45. Seattle had come from behind in that one. San Diego welcomes back Danny Fouts at quarterback. He leads the Chargers to a 31-7 victory over the Denver Broncos. The Raiders, with the best record now in the AFC at 10-3, they shoot down the Giants 27-12. The Chicago Bears are back in the chase for a playoff spot. 13-3 over San Francisco. They have now won 3 games in a row. The 49ers fall a game behind Los Angeles. Cleveland ups its record to 8-5, only a game behind Pittsburgh, 41-23 over the Baltimore Colts. The Jets win. They shoot down New England and Tony Eason 26-3, the final there. Washington's record now 11-2. 2 weeks from today, it's Washington and Dallas tied for first in the NFC East, 28-24 over Philadelphia. Tampa Bay wins for the second time this year, 33-24 over the Houston Oilers. And New Orleans holds off Minnesota this afternoon. 17-16 was the final score. And a reminder, next Saturday, high noon here on CBS. It'll be the NCAA today, and we'll bring you Florida State against Florida. Now coming up, of course, 60 minutes, except out in the West Coast. You'll see it at its regularly scheduled time. I'm Brent Musburger. We certainly hope you've enjoyed the NFL today on CBS. So long, everybody.
United Airlines to Hong Kong.
Stay tuned for scenes from our next episode.
Next on Night Beat, the threat of icy roads as the temperatures fall fast. Plus, who killed this father of 6 in his own store? The murder mystery next.
I want Israel dead.
Buddy Israel.
What's the rate? $1 million.
7 hitmen.
What's the time frame?
We have maybe a day. 1 target.
He's in Lake Tahoe.
At the penthouse level of the Nomad Hotel and Casino.
On January 26th.
I'm gonna get to Israel before they do.
In one place, at one time, the hit goes down. Smoking Aces, rated R, January 26th.
Double beef fiesta salsa, so good.
Delicious, huh? And these grilled stuffed burritos are only $1.99.
All this flavor for only $1.99? No way.
Like how he told us he's going out on a date with Carmen Electra.
We're just going bowling.
Yeah, right.
Sorry.
Hi, Pete. Do you like my dress?
That'll do.
It's true. Taco Bell's big, tasty grilled stuffed burrito with double the beef, 3 cheeses, and grilled to go to get unbelievable taste for an unbelievable price.
How's she gonna bowl in that?
Think outside the bun.
Dave's all new with Amy Sedaris. Small Town News plus Magic tonight.
When you go to Miami, watch your step. It's the most explosive episode of Monday's #1 show. And every move you make... Officer down! I repeat, officer down! ...could be the last. Don't move. A new CSM Miami next Monday.
It is a hot, growing trend, banned in some states, but being done in the underground culture of Columbus. Tonight, we give you an inside look, plus fast-falling temperatures. Next on Night Beat.
A hero goes beyond what is expected by making a difference in the lives of others. Hello, I'm Angela Pace. Who do you know who has made Central Ohio a better place in which to live? Nominate him or her for the Jefferson Awards, a national honor recognizing the good works of outstanding individuals. Get your nomination form today at any of these locations. Nominate your unsung hero today.
Show You Care. Brought to you by 10 TV and Nationwide's On Your Side Volunteer Network.
Nationwide is a proud sponsor of the Jefferson Awards. The Jefferson Awards embody the spirit of volunteerism by recognizing ordinary people doing extraordinary things. It's the power of one, making a difference in the lives of people in need. Nationwide salutes all of the Jefferson Award nominees, and we celebrate the work of everyone who volunteers their time to help others. Their example should inspire all of us to make a difference in the community.
Next at 11 on 10 TV Night Beat.
Snow showers and falling temperatures tonight. What you can expect in the morning coming up.
An active hunt for killers at this hour after a local father of 6 is gunned down and robbed inside his own business. The developing murder case next. The screams of pain and a sizzling new trend found in underground Columbus that has doctors handing out warnings. And talk about hot, these 2 Buckeye stars heading for the big time. Right now on 10 TV Night Beat.
From Central Ohio's news leader, this is WBNS 10 TV Night Beat.
Heavy rain, flooding, and now dropping temperatures bring the threat of icy roads for your morning commute. Good evening, everybody. I'm Andrea Camburn.
And I'm Jerry Revish. Thanks for joining us. On top of all the flood warnings, now we have to worry about wet highways turning into ice. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Chris Bradley, who's tracking the temperature drop. Chris.
Yeah, winter's coming back. The rain is leaving us and the cold's coming. Snow showers expected overnight tonight. And as temperatures drop below freezing, there could be some icy spots on area roadways. Let me show you where the snow is occurring right now. Light snow showers over around Westerville. Also, as you head over here to around Mechanicsburg, heading over towards London, also a little bit of snow south. We're tracking it for you, much more straight ahead.
Thanks, Chris. And with those temperatures dropping fast, Columbus road crews are hitting the streets as we speak, trying to keep those roads safe. 10 TV Night Beat reporter Maureen Kosad is here with their plan of attack. Mo?
Yeah, we just want you to be prepared for your morning rush hour drive. Right now, the roads are fine. Drivers just dealing with a few wet spots on the road, but that is about to change because tonight, with temperatures dropping below freezing, the city of Columbus says it is being proactive. They are sending crews out to treat the main roads as we speak. As you said, Andrea, they're trying to keep those highways from freezing overnight.
We will be pre-treating the roads with brine, the bridges, ramps, and overpasses starting at about 11. And then when the road temperatures freeze, which we expect between 3 and 5 a.m., we'll be going back out to those areas with salt.
And we can already feel those temperatures dropping. And even though those crews will be out tonight treating all of these overpasses, they really are warning drivers, take some precautions.